This week on Fish Ed, Jon and fellow guide Charlie Nelson share a shallow backwater pattern for reeling in post-spawn walleye in rivers across the Midwest.
There's one right there, Charlie.
All right.
A little bit deeper. That might be the whole deal. Feels like a pretty good fish if this is a walleye. You know, we made a pass up here shallower. And we just came out here a little bit deeper. When I say deeper, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking we went from 4 to 5 feet. I mean, we didn't change a whole lot. Good eye. Look at that one, perfect. That's what we're chasing today. Shallow backwater walleyes. This is a really cool tactic because this is not what you would think of as being typical walleye water. This is shallow stuff way, way, way back in the backwaters on the St. Louis River. And you know, we're talking 4 or 5 feet of water. And these fish, they're back up in here, mainly because there's food in here, but also because they're about to get a bunch of weed growth that comes up every single spring. And when that weed growth comes up, it pulls in more of the bait. And when you pull in the bait, this fish is gonna go home with us, buddy. I had him hooked pretty deep, so that's a good keeper anyway. We'll throw this guy in, but when you got these fish, they'll get in here, or when you got the bait, these fish, they'll come in here and they'll set up in this shallow stuff. And this is really fun. And I'll tell you what's really cool about it is this happens in rivers all over the Midwest. This isn't just a St. Louis River thing. You can do this on the Mississippi River in all the different pools, and we do this. We do this down on Lake Pepin. We do this in pools 2 and 3, any of these little backwater areas, these shallow areas in the spring. As soon as you start getting weed growth, these fish will show up, and it happens right here on the St. Louis River. That's a great start right there.
And he wanted it too.
Yeah, he did. He hit it good. Let's get another one set up and let's get it back out.
I might have one here.
Really? That'd be, oh yeah, you do, don't you?
I got him.
Look at that.
I got him.
Now here's what we did.
I got a double.
This is really cool. I got this one. You got fish on that one too?
I do.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. First things first, I'm gonna mark this spot. Because when you get on a pack of fish in this shallow stuff, here's what's gonna happen. They're all together. They're all sitting in here together. I'm right here, good eye. Good eye, look at this one. Oh boy, look at that. Man, I love it the way they'll fight in this shallow water. Is yours still on?
Yeah, mine's still on.
All right, I'm gonna get this fish down here. Man, do we got a lot going on. There is a lot going on right now. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Still there?
If we gotta have a lot going on, we might as well catch some good fish.
You got it. All right. Tell me what you need from me.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna take care of this.
That is awesome right there. I'm gonna throw this guy right in the live well, and then we're gonna net Charlie's. But this is pandemonium, and that is just flat out cool. I mean, these fish, we're on them now. We were not on them the first pass or two. And here's why. We were too shallow. What's happened is these fish have just slid out a little bit. And this is one of the things about these shallow bays that you gotta understand. This isn't like fishing a natural lake where you can just kind of cruise that break line and know those fish are gonna be on that break line. This is a deal that gets a little bit different from a standpoint of these fish have so many places they can go because everything's about the same in here. So ultimately, when you're in this shallow water and everything looks about the same, another great walleye, everything looks about the same, the school of fish will just keep moving and moving and moving, and that's what's going on here. And we found the school. 3 of the 4 lines are out of the water right now. 3 out of 4.
That's how that's gonna work too.
That's how that's gonna work. Hey, I want to show you what we're using really quick. I'm going to throw this fish right in the live well. And then while we got some of these lines in, I want to show you what we're using because this is really, really cool. Here's what we did this year. Brand new set of colors in Little Joe. But here's what's really cool about these new sets of colors. They're all either a chrome or a gold blade. Okay, so you're going to get that flash. And on a day like today, I think that flash is so important when you got that sun up. You're going to get that flash, but then you've also got the color, okay? So what we're doing today, we picked a couple colors. Charlie looked at the new colors this morning and he said, give me that chartreuse, give me that pink. We're each running one of each on both sides. But here's what's really cool. The back of the pink one is painted white, okay? So with that white, you're getting that look of that shiner. They're chasing that color down, but you got the flash on the front. Then on the chartreuse one, you've got gold on the back. So we've got flash, we got color on the front with the chartreuse. It looks like a perch.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, that right there, I'll take that as a start. It was a little bit of a slow start this morning, but that right there makes it all worth it. That's 3 of them, boom, 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 in literally 5 minutes. And that's what you can do in these shallow bays. We're gonna talk more about that as we go. I'm gonna clean my hand up a little bit. That fish got me pretty good. We're gonna get wound back up and go right back through there because that school's right there and that's why we dropped the waypoint on. Tell you what, Charlie, if you wanna bait them all up, I'll get cleaned up a little bit here and we'll get back after it. Oh, there's another one on. Look at that. You just go ahead and get a new spinner.
I'm still trying to get this one on.
Look at that. Yeah, there's definitely a fish there. Same neighborhood, man.
Get that board off
This
for you.
is fun stuff. This is just fun stuff when you get dialed in on a bite, like we're getting dialed in on here. Ready? Got him. I don't think this one feels quite as big, but you know, sometimes these fish, they'll just come with you when you're moving like we are. It feels pretty good. Nice eye. Look at that. Perfect. Let me flip that bail. Awesome. That one's on the pink one, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I love these new colors. We put a lot of effort into this, getting these colors right. And what I mean by that is we got the whole Lindy Pro staff involved in this and asked everybody, hey, what is your favorite color? What is a color for you when it comes to pulling spinners that you feel helps you catch fish every single day? And that's how we came up with the 4 colors we got. And when you think about it, you know, you're talking chromes and golds. Well, we've got chromes and golds on all these spinners, right? Yep. But then you've got your whites. You know, that's your shad, your shiner stuff. You've got your pinks, which is just for fishing dirtier water, like we're fishing here. It's just a lot of flash, right?
It's one of my favorites for this color water.
Yeah, and then I know you love chartreuse.
I do. It is probably the go-to for in here.
Right. So, you know, a chartreuse is going to emulate a perch every single day of the week. And then an underused color, and I think one of the most important colors in fishing is blue. And we've got a blue and chrome, and the reason we've got that blue and chrome is because when you look at a shiner-based system, a lot of times that secondary color hue coming off of a silver-sided minnow like a shiner is a blue. So that's why we've got that. So when you look at these 4 new colors, they're all deliberately designed the way they are. They were designed by the whole Lindy staff of guides. I'm proud to have been part of it. Charlie was part of it. You look around, there's a lot of guys that had to do with this. And what we were trying to build is the perfect spinner set, perfect color set, and then keep it affordable too. You know, Little Joe names been around forever and it's an affordable product. It's the kind of product you can buy, just tie on. You don't get to tie your own stuff. It's reliable every single day. Let's get it baited back up. This is just too easy and too fun right now, right?
That's right.
It's coming through that same spot. You know, one of the things that'll happen, and we talked about it while we had those fish, is these schools will move around, but dropping that waypoint and come around, go right back through that same spot, one of 2 things happens. You either catch them here or you realize that they've moved somewhere and they probably haven't moved far. But you want to get back in the neighborhood of that waypoint not long after you catch fish on it, because there's definitely a pile of fish that's nearby and they're not going to move real far. I mean, it's not like they're swimming full throttle across this bay. They're just meandering around looking for food. So getting right back on that spot. There he is right there. Oh, got off though. Look at that. He nailed it right there.
Still
There, he
there.
bit it again. Look at that. As we're talking about it, I am literally right on top of that waypoint. Look at that. That is just, it's uncanny how that works.
How's it feel?
It's a good fish. It's another good fish. And I mean, this fish swung and missed at it. I am literally parked on top of the waypoint right now, trolling past it right now. It's amazing how when you dial them in like that, this will happen. Look at that, another great eye. This is a bigger fish, Charlie. Here we go. I'm gonna just kind of bring him to you here. It's a pretty decent one. It's a big fish. Look at that. That's a big one for this river. Sorry. Hang on here. Hang on. I'm gonna come back to you. Here we go. There you go. Look at that. Ooh, pop the spinner out right there. Wow. What a way to wrap up a day. Let me show you this fish. Number one, this is an awesome walleye. Look at that. Man, I'll tell you, what a day. My thumb's been bleeding for about an hour after dealing with some of these fish earlier. But look at that fish. What a way to wrap up a day. This is a really cool pattern. And I mean, it's the kind of pattern that anybody can go do. And most often people just don't get wound up about river fishing because it can be a little bit intimidating. But let me tell you, just finding these backwater areas, 4 or 5, I mean, some of these fish are up in 3 feet. Deep for us right now is 5 feet in the middle, but just cruising around in here until you find that school of fish, you find them. And I'll tell you what, you can do that right there. It's a pretty awesome technique. Get out and do it. Pick up some of these new little Joe spinners too. I'll tell you what, these fish are attacking them today, and they're attacking them because they can find them. They can see them. The colors are great. That flash is part of the deal. I mean, it's got the whole package.